Welcome to the Regulated Babes podcast, hosted by Empowered Wellbeing. This is a space for real, honest conversations around healing, nervous system regulation, spirituality, and self-development. Each episode is designed to support you in slowing down, reconnecting with your body, and rebuilding from the inside out. So take a breath, get comfortable, and let's begin. Welcome back, babe. In the last episode, we talked about how the body responds during uncertain times and life transitions, and how our symptoms are actually forms of communication that the body is talking to us through. Today, we're going to take the next step because once we understand what the body is saying, the next question really becomes, how do I build a sense of safety when the world itself feels unstable? This episode is about inner safety. It's not pretending everything is okay. I have learned that we live in a society and a world where it's a formality when someone says, "How are you doing?" Our first reaction always is to say, "Oh, I'm doing well." When in all actuality, sometimes our world is crumbling. And this is why I always will create a safe space for people so they can release what needs to be released, not feel ashamed of the things that they're carrying. And I wanted to just stop and say, like, it's okay. You don't have to pretend. In this space, I want to remind you that there's no need to pretend over here. You can always remove the mask and be exactly who you are supposed to be. You can remove the mask because a lot of it we can see beyond and beneath the surface. So I want to remind you before we even get into this episode, and I want to remind you, even as you're listening, to watch your shoulders. I want you to release those shoulders down, roll them back. And in this moment of stillness, in this time that we're spending together in this episode, I want you to allow those shoulders to just drop. And I want you to pay attention to the jawline. I think life so often we even walk with our eyes squinched because we're always preparing for the worst to drop. And it is because of our conditions and the things we've been through. And I did not have any intentions on saying that, but you'll notice in my episodes that if I go off the rail, it's because there are messages that are coming through that someone needs to hear. And I am okay with that. So in that moment, that was not even a part of it, but it is a part of God's plan and what God needed me to say. So to someone that's listening this week, and remember, these episodes are also very timeless. Yeah, they're going out on a weekly basis, but there will be someone that will listen to this a year from now, and they'll be in a season of transition or a season of uncertainty. And I want you to know that even in your mess, I want you to stop pretending. Stop pretending that everything is okay. And the goal here is always to get to the root and the cause of whatever that may be manifesting within the body, within the mind, and within the soul. So I want you to know that we're not going to pretend that everything is okay. But my goal is that you learn to feel steady and safety within yourself. So even when the things outside of you feel unpredictable, you are strong in your core, you're strong in your power, you are strong in who you are. That was good. And I thank you, God, for always interjecting when there's a message that needs to be sent outside of what I really want to say. So I always honor those messages. So anyway, let's get into this. So I want to clear something up for you right now. Inner safety does not mean nothing bad ever happens, because it does. You're calm all the time. You stop caring about what's going on in the world. Inner safety really means your body knows how to come back to itself. It means your nervous system has a reference point, a place inside you that says, I can handle this moment and I have the capacity to handle it. When the external world feels chaotic, the body looks for cues for safety internally. And the beautiful thing is, Safety can be learned. There's no age limit on learning safety. During times of global change and uncertainty and life transition, the nervous system stays on very high alert. And that is what we're experiencing in the world right now. We see a lot of people in very high alert. I want to also say to you too is that the message of reminder, it is good for us to stay informed with the things that are going on in the world, but we also have to realize, especially us that are empaths and we're very sensitive to the things outside of us, we probably need to limit in this season some of the social media access because it's not only are we dealing with our own day-to-day transition and life changes, but we're also watching things happen globally. And they're also impacting us, they're impacting our nervous system, and it's keeping us even on a more higher alert. So there's more information, more opinions, more urgency, and there's more pressure and very little space to slow down and integrate. When there's too much stimulation and not enough grounding, the body stays in a constant survival mode. This isn't a personal failure, it's a nervous system response, which is why building that inner safety isn't about mindset alone. Remember, in our last episode, we talked about the mind and the body, they're not separate, they are together, they are one. This is why I always feel like even traditional talk therapy, both things have to work together. Traditional talk therapy, and you have to have some type of body based movement in conjunction with that. It works parallel together and it works as what God is showing me, it works as a well oiled machine and it's turning and it's chugging together. And this is why my work is so important because I know that the two cannot exist without each other. And it is the reason why a lot of us get stuck because we're stuck in analysis paralysis. We're stuck in the mind and we got to get into the body. This next season is going to require us to get into the body. And even as I say that, I want to remind you that we got to get into the body. This stuff is great to have textbook stuff. It's great to read all of these things. It's great to process some of these things mentally, but you got to get into your body-based movement. And this is why I am hosting and I'm having these classes weekly. So we can start integrating and having slow body movement to help you release that energy and work through some of the things that your body is experiencing. So it is about working with the body. Before we go further, let's pause for a brief grounding moment. If you're driving or doing something that requires your full attention, I suggest coming back to this part later. You can simply just listen for now. For everyone else, it's time to bring your attention to your body, babe. Notice where you're supported right now, the chair beneath you, the floor under your feet. Let your breath be natural. If it feels accessible, take a slow inhale through your nose and a longer exhale through your mouth. That longer exhale is telling your nervous system, in this moment, I am safe enough. This is how inner safety begins in small, repeatable moments. Here are 3 simple ways to begin building inner safety during unstable times. First, I want you to create a predictable routine where you can. Small routines help the nervous system feel anchored, waking up at the same time, a morning check in with your body, and it's just something simple. Gentle movement or breath. Second, reduce nervous system noise. You don't need to consume everything happening in the world all the time. This goes back to our last episode is that sometimes you're going to have to tune out the outside world, and that may include family, friends, or anybody at that moment because there's so much stimuli that's coming in. I want you to limit the input and know that it's not avoidance, it's regulation. Third, stay connected to your body. Your body is your safest place when the external world feels uncertain. Gentle movement, stillness, or simply noticing sensations bring you back into the present moment. Inner safety is built through consistency, not intensity. And this is another reason why, for me, my work in the yoga space, yes, there are some times we do vinyasa flows, right? Where they're faster. However, I also know too that it doesn't take all of that to build a consistent yoga routine. It is slow, gentle movements to get you going that really, really work and they're so impactful. If the world feels unstable right now, let this be your gentle reminder today and onward. You don't need to wait for certainty to feel grounded. You don't need permission to slow down. You don't need to push yourself into calm. Safety is something you can build, and it's one breath, it's one pause, and it's one moment at a time. And if you like support, practicing in real time, remember to be sure to check out our weekly drop in somatic nervous system reset virtual sessions. The link is below in the bio. They're just a gentle, supportive space to reconnect with the body, build inner safety, and navigate uncertain in steadiness with care. As always, my love, I want to thank you for being here. Thank you for choosing yourself in this season. And I want to remind you that no matter what is happening around you, you can always come back to yourself. Until next episode, I want you to stay safe and stay well. And I will see you guys next week.